Hello everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much.
Chime does not pay.
Yeah, I'll take lobster diavolo every time. Nothing like it. Boy, that red sauce.
Sure it ain't the spaghetti, Phil, on account of it looks like rope?
Yeah, could be. Why you use a rope all the time, Phil? A gun or even an ice pick would be quicker. Like today, Puggy almost got away.
Yeah, maybe Dookie's got something, Phil. Look how that jerk fit in my hand.
That's 'cause you're slipping, Tiny. You didn't used to have to stick your hand in their mouths.
Well, that still don't answer Dookie's question.
Yeah, Phil. Why a rope all the time? It's simple, like ABC. We all got records, ain't we? And you carry a loaded piece when you got a record, it's another felony, ain't it? Carrying concealed weapons, see? Well, I've been wise to the flat feet since I've been a kid. And nobody can prove in no court that you had a weapon on you when all you're carrying is a piece of rope.
In the interest of good citizenship and law enforcement, we present Crime Does Not Pay, based on the famous Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer series of short subjects. In just a moment, you will hear A Piece of Rope, starring Cameron Mitchell as Dukey DeFore. Now, Crime Does Not Pay, starring Cameron Mitchell as Dukey DeFore in A Piece of Rope. There is a school of thought among the men whose job it is to fight organized crime that the old method of searching for clues and obtaining convictions on such evidence is not nearly as effective as attacking from within the organization itself by the use of informers. A typical case is that which involved Dukey DeFore and the gang which made its headquarters in a certain city at the corner of Warrenburg and Paoli Avenues. This organization serviced other groups. They accepted commissions to do certain jobs, as they did on the day Jack Paris told them,
Like I said, this Puggy Jackson is getting too smart for his own good. Like, for instance, what? You ask too many questions sometimes, Pittsburgh. Why don't you behave nice and quiet, like Dukey here? Oh, Dukey, the kid's got a lot to learn yet. He'll learn working with you. Only don't teach him to ask too many questions. Sorry, Jack, I was only asking on account of if we know what he's pulling, we can find him easier. You'll find him? That's what I'm paying you for. Sure, we'll get him okay. They call him Puggy on account of his nose. Some two-bit punk flattened it for him. Now I want him flattened. Complete. Yeah, we'll take care of him. Sure, we'll take care of him. And no body, see? The bulls know he's been trying to cut me out. I don't want nothing to point to me. When we get through, there won't even be a grease spot. And it's a deal? Yeah, sure is. Sure is, Mr. Paris. Sure is. Okay, you got the contract. Just be sure you carry it out. Understand?
Hey, Phil. Phil.
Yeah, Dukey.
Telephone, back of the store.
Okay, I'm coming. Who is it? Wouldn't say. You just asked for Pittsburgh Phil. Know the voice? Sounds a little like Mr. Paris. He got ants in his pants again. Yeah, sounds like it. Well, if we can't find the jerk, we can't take care of him. You know Paris. He thinks he's a big executive. Yeah, I know. Pittsburgh Phil here.
What's wrong with you guys? Do I have to take my business someplace else?
Well, take it easy. We'll get him.
I've been waiting 3 weeks. He hijacked me again last night.
We can't do nothing until we find him.
Then find him. I'll give you 3 days.
What's he want? Blood out of a stone? Yeah, I thought he was sore. That don't get him nothing. You give us 3 days. We gotta find that Puggy. We'll find him. Tiny's making a contact today.
Tiny, that fat, overstuffed...
When you get as smart as Tiny or as strong, you can talk.
Okay, Phil. I didn't mean nothing.
Don't bother me now.
Okay.
I gotta think. Go snatch a car or something. We'll need one for this job anyhow.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, sure. So what?
I wonder if you could give me some information.
You hear that, Dookie? He comes to the corner of Warrenburg and Paoli for information.
Yeah. That is, I was told I could find Tiny Schultz around here.
Why do you want Tiny?
I owe him some money.
So Tiny's still Shylocking. What do you know? Well, I'm sure I don't know where Tiny is, but if you let me have what you owe him, I'll see that he gets it.
No, I'm very sorry. I gotta see him personal.
And who shall I say came calling?
Tell him Puggy Jackson.
Puggy Jackson. Now that I come to think of it, I think I know where he might be.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. Tell you what, Dookie.
Yeah, right here.
Take this gentleman around to Tiny's usual resorts, and if you don't find him, bring the gentleman to my place in 3/4 of an hour. I'm expecting Tiny there then.
Gotcha. I don't like to put you to so much trouble.
Oh, any pal of Tiny's is a pal of mine. It's no trouble at all. In fact, pal, it'll be a pleasure to know you better.
Josie, the rest of us girls, well, I think you ought to know how lucky we think you are.
Lucky? Me?
Uh-huh, your own house, a fur coat, and Phil's about the sharpest husband we ever saw.
Oh, I don't know, Ellen. He's like most husbands, I guess. Always dropping things that you got to pick up after him. But I will admit, Phil's anything but stingy.
What business is Phil in, darling?
Contracting, dear.
You mean like road building?
Oh, goodness, no. No, I'm sure that's one business Phil never wants to get mixed up with.
Well, what then, darling? To be perfectly frank, Josie, the girls were wondering, and I said I'd ask you. Seeing as how I know you best, that is.
Well, I don't know if I can describe it exactly, but he takes orders and does things for people, kind of a service company.
Uh-huh. But what kind of a company?
Look, why don't you ask him yourself, honey? That's his key in the door.
Hiya, girls.
Hiya, darling.
You know Tiny, Josie, Ellen, this is Tiny Schultz.
Hiya, Josie. Hello, Ellen.
Of all people to call Tiny, for goodness sake.
Sure. Anybody over 250, they call Tiny. And skinny guys, they call Fatso.
Yeah, you really over 250, Tiny.
300 if it's a pound.
Nothing small about this character. Look, Josie, some of the boys are coming over in a few minutes.
Okay, Mr. Man. What is it tonight? Poker or talk?
Talk, mostly.
Well, don't make a mess.
How can talk make a mess?
Oh, you don't know Phil's gang in their gab fest. Get your hat, dear.
I didn't wear any.
We'll go to a movie, Phil.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Here's a fin. Treat the girl.
Oh, thanks, dear. Come on, Ellen.
Well, Goodbye, all.
Goodbye,
So long.
kid.
Remember what I said, dear. No mess now.
What a dame. What a dame. Well, let's get going, Tiny. Duke, you'll be here with the jug in 10 minutes.
The usual.
Yeah, straight chair next to the door, big chair facing it.
Yeah.
That way. When the door opens, he'll see only you, and I can get him from behind.
Yeah. How's this?
Okay, sit down and read that newspaper.
How am I doing?
Swell.
What are you using?
Here it is, Tiny, the usual. 4 feet of brand new wash line. Now, all we gotta do is wait.
This the place?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is it, Mr. Jackson.
Not bad. Very nice, in fact. It's kind of quiet.
Oh, they'll be there. Phil said so.
You sort of like this fella, don't you?
He's the best. The best. Let me ring the bell for you.
Come on in. Door's open.
We're coming. Go ahead, Mr. Jackson. After you.
Oh, thanks, kid. Tiny.
Come in, Puggy. Been waiting for you. Got it. All right.
Give me a hand. Get on him, Tiny.
I'm trying. It's stronger than I thought, this chicken.
Dookie, lend a hand. Don't make me, Phil. Don't make me. I'm scared. Don't. Couch. Get him on the couch.
Yeah. All right. Twist it. Twist the rope.
I'm trying. Stuff his mouth. Stuff it. He's making too much noise.
Yeah. He's got a mouthful of fist. Twist it, Phil.
Sit on him. Hold him down.
Yeah.
it? Brother, this character was strong. Hey, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Look what the dog did to my hand. That fella could get lockjaw from a bite like that. You got any mercurochrome, Phil?
Iodine's better.
No, it stings too much.
Well, go look in the medicine chest. Josie's got all kinds of junk in there.
I hate iodine. Hope she's got mercurochrome.
Ain't got my wind back yet. Maybe I'm slipping. Nah, you ain't slipping, Phil. You done fine. Dookie, get some of that newspaper, quick. You gonna read the paper? Give me it, will you?
Hey, you got mercurochrome. What are you doing, laying them out in state?
You heard Josie when she left. No mess on the rug, she said. It's all I need now. Trouble with my wife. You ain't gonna leave him here like this, are you, Phil? You got the car? No, I didn't have no time. I was taking him around the back.
We can use mine. Mine for the night, anyway.
Okay, roll him up. The rest of the rope is under the couch.
Yeah. Here's the keys, Dookie. Go out and start the engine.
Thanks. I'll have the car ready by the time you come out. Okay, usual way, Tiny. Knees up, head down. Put him in a ball. He'll burn better that way. There, how's that, Phil? Good. Stay at the wheel. Come on, Tiny.
You got the gasoline?
Yeah, right here.
Boy, it's quiet out here.
And Dookie and me, we was riding around. We spotted these empty lots. You got 'em?
By the rope, like a satchel. Funny how a guy who weighs so little could be so strong.
Yeah, this good enough. Now the gas.
That ought to be enough.
Okay, got a match?
Yeah. Well, here goes.
Come on, let's get out of here. All set, Phil? Yeah, get going. Hey, hey, don't he make a pretty bonfire?
In just a moment, Crime Does Not Pay will continue with A Piece of Rope. Now, we continue with Crime Does Not Pay, starring Cameron Mitchell as Juki DeFore in A Piece of Rope. The vacant lot where Pittsburgh Phil and Tiny left the flaming body of Puggy Jackson was covered with weeds and sumac and littered with tin cans. Half a block away was a row of small houses. From one of those houses came a boy of 16 or so to watch the crackling bonfire. From the back door of another house came Emma Adams, in her hand a pan of water for her dog. Emma saw the flames and the boy standing there. Angrily, pan of water and all, she descended on the boy.
How dare you start a bonfire here? I ought to call the police.
Honest, Miss Adams, I didn't start it, honest.
Just like old boys your age, do things before you think. When those weeds catch, they'll set fire to the sumac bushes. Everything's dry as a bone. The whole neighborhood could burn down for all you care.
But I didn't do it. I was just watching
Oh,
it.
that's what you all say. I'm going to put it out.
Okay, put it out. See if I care.
Right there.
Hey, there's something in that fire. It ain't wood. Miss Adams, stop it. Hey, cut it out, Miss Adams. Somebody will think I hit you. Hey, stop.
What's going on here? What are you up to, young fella?
It's not me. It's not me. There in the fire.
Officer, a dead man in the fire. In the fire.
Oh, for the love of... Stop that yelling now, lady. You're safe, I tell you. Young fella, get to a phone quick now. Call the precinct. Tell him Officer Martin told you. Give him the address. Run now, run. There ought to be a radio car close by.
Weiner, stick with the medical examiner. Let me know when he's through.
Check, Lieutenant.
Now then, Martin.
Like I said, Lieutenant, I heard the lady screaming just as I finished talking to the desk sergeant from the call box up the block, so I beat it over here, and you know the rest, sir.
I wish I did. This the lady, Martin?
Yes, sir. Mrs. Adams, this is Lieutenant Mackenzie, 51st Precinct.
Oh, yes, sir.
You live around here, Mrs. Adams?
Yes, sir. That house, just the edge of the lot.
And as I understand it, you saw the flames and came over here.
Yes, I was so angry. I saw that boy standing here.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he started it, and it's so dangerous in dry weather. I had some water for Skippy, that's my dog. I threw it on the fire. Oh.
And that's all you know?
Yes, sir.
You here see any automobiles just before you saw the fire?
No, sir, I couldn't have. I was in the kitchen with the water running and all.
You, son, you see a car of any kind?
I think I heard a car. I didn't see it. Do you know who he is?
No, not yet, son, but we will. Yes, Weiner.
The ME says he was killed and brought here. Strangled. Rope is deep in his neck. Fire didn't reach it.
Oh, can I... That is, may I...
Yes, Miss Adams, you can go. We'll call you if we need you.
Oh, thank you, Lieutenant. Thank you.
Any chance to identify Weiner?
Plenty. His face is okay, and they had his hands inside his legs, so we ought to get fingerprints.
Well, what do you know? A break. All right, tell the boys in the meat wagon they can have him, and we'll see him at the morgue in half an hour.
Got the girl outside, Lieutenant. I showed her the ring we got from him, and she came quick enough.
What's her name?
Jean Jackson, her brother. He's Puggy.
It's Puggy. Fingerprints checked downtown. We better have complete identification anyhow. The DA likes it that way. Bring her in.
Check, Lieutenant. All right, Miss Jackson, this way.
Yes, Mr. Winter.
This is Lieutenant Mackenzie.
Sorry to bring you down here this late at night, Miss Jackson, but if this is your brother...
It's his ring. Father gave it to him, had it made. I begged him, but he wouldn't listen.
They never do until it's too late. This way, please.
Do I have to see him?
Someone from the family must make an identification if you'd prefer your father.
My father's dead. Mother just couldn't. I hope she never needs to know.
If you'll do what's necessary, I think that'll be enough.
What's necessary?
Identify, then swear to it on the witness stand when we get the gang that did it. Fourth and the left, Weiner.
Check.
But if I go on the stand, the newspapers...
Maybe you won't have to do it. If you do, maybe we can get the papers to forget your share. This is it, Miss Jackson.
I can't. I can't.
Lift the sheet, Weiner.
Check.
You'll have to look, Miss Jackson. You'll have to.
Yes. Yes, it's Puggy. It's Puggy.
All right, Weiner, close it up. Then give me a hand with the girl. Why do they always faint? Does it do any good? So what have we got, Weiner? What have we got?
We got a body. Period.
We haven't got that anymore, literally speaking. It was released for burial yesterday.
Then we got a funeral to go to. And watch.
What for? I know who'll be there.
And you know more than I do.
The mother, the sister, a few relations, Pittsburgh Phil Stone, Tiny Schultz, Dookie Dufour.
How do you figure that?
Their handwriting's all over the job. The method. The attempt to dispose of the body. The rope, especially. Those boys know you can't prove a rope is in violation of the concealed weapons law. They never carry guns.
Smart.
Very. But if we start from the idea that they did it...
But why? Puggy never worked in that district.
They were hired, as usual.
Go on.
They have a weak sister in their outfit.
Weak or not, I'd hate to turn my back on any one of them in an alley.
Except Dookie.
The kid?
Right. I've got an idea, Weiner. Dookie doesn't know us. He's never seen either of us. Come along, Weiner. We're going for a little ride. Out to the corner of Warrenburg and Paoli Streets. Okay, Weiner, pull over and park. Leave the engine running.
Check, Lieutenant. Watch yourself, Lieutenant.
Don't worry, I'm a big boy now. Don't move, Dookie.
What?
Be letting your back, Dookie. You're through, kid. You're through.
Oh, I didn't do nothing. Honest, I didn't.
Don't look behind you. You do, and you'll never see anything again.
now, please,
Shut
honest,
up. Do like I tell you. See that black car across the street?
Yeah.
Okay, start walking nice and easy, just as if you were going for a ride. How we doing?
On schedule, sir.
Don't rush. We don't want no trouble with cops.
What? No trouble?
You heard me, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Look. What? Why didn't you say something? I never seen you before.
Buggy Jackson never saw you either.
Who's Buggy Jackson? Look, where we going? Where you guys taking me?
What do you care? You're not coming back.
Look, I didn't do nothing. All I did was take orders. You can't blame me if something went wrong.
We got a job to do, that's all. You understand that, Dookie?
Yeah, sure. Look, I got some dough. I got it stashed. You can have it if you let me go. All of it. Nobody'll ever know. I'll disappear. Change my name. You can tell your boss you took care of me. I never did nothing, I tell you. Nothing. Just, I was the driver is all. But I never touched anybody. Not even Puggy.
You hear that, Joe? He says he never touched Puggy.
He says.
But I didn't. So you are some of Puggy's boys. But I never touched him. I just drive the car after. Just after I drove the car. Look, I'll give you the dough, like I said. If you let me live, see? I want to live, you see? And I'll do more. I'll think of the others for you. I'll show you. Pittsburgh Phil and Tanny Shaw. They did it. I watched them. They did it. I tell you. I never laid a hand on them. Honest. You gotta believe me. You say something, will you? Don't just sit there like a statue or something with a gun in your pocket. Say something. I'll play ball. Yeah. I'll finger him for you. I know lots. More than anybody thinks. Say something. Please, you gotta let me go. You gotta.
Should I tell him, Joe?
Yeah, tell him, put him out of his misery.
Okay, might as well.
No, don't shoot. Let that gun alone. Don't take it out, please.
No gun, Dookie. Just my hand in my pocket. Cops never carry guns in their pockets. They might catch it in the lining.
You cops?
Yes. Want to see our badges, Dookie?
Cops. I spilled my guts to cops.
You want to live, don't you, Dookie?
What do you mean?
You want to fry, Dookie?
Fry? No, I'll talk. Oh, I'll talk plenty. I want to live. Tell me I can live if I sing. Please tell me.
On the radio, Wiener. Tell him to pick up Pittsburgh Phil and Tiny Schultz and turn back. We'll take this punk in with us.
Check, Lieutenant.
Here we go, Dookie.
Dispatcher.
After you sing, home to Mama.
No, you can't do that. I'll talk. I'll talk, but you gotta give me protection. I can't go home. I wouldn't live a day, not if I talk. One way or the other, I'm done. You gotta protect me. I'll tell. Everything I know, I'll tell you. But you gotta help me. You gotta give me protection. I want to live. You gotta help me. If I help you, you gotta help me. You
Line does not pay.
Cameron Mitchell, who was starred as Dukey DeFore in A Piece of Rope, will be back with you in just a moment. Now, here in person is Cameron Mitchell.
Well, I think it's obvious to everyone that Dukey DeFore became a criminal not so much of his own free will as because of the conditions into which he was born and the friends he made who came into existence in the same poverty-stricken slum areas where Dukey himself first saw the light of day. It follows, then, at least to my way of thinking,
that a certain responsibility rests upon all of us more fortunate citizens. Our own complacence, even the shameful little thrills we get when we read of murders and other sadistic crimes in our daily papers, tend to encourage rather than uproot the organized crime which has such a tight grip on so many phases of our national life. And in the last analysis, it falls on us, even more than on our police, to prove to one and all that crime does not pay.
Thank you, Cameron Mitchell. Crime Does Not Pay is written by Ira Marion and directed by Marks B. Loeb, with music composed and conducted by John Gart. Technical advisor is Burton B. Turkis. The events, characters, and names used in the story you've just heard are fictitious. Any similarity is purely coincidental.